small alien-like figure to a more canine form. Oh. Vampires. The vampire legend has roots in various cultures. The Mesopotamian Ekimer was believed to be a spirit that which many believed may have been related to the creature's appearance. Why is everything happening in West Virginia? The Nuckalavee. The Nuckalavee is how you say it. A creature from Orcadian mythology. The Nuckalavee is a horse-like demon with no skin. What? Legend has it that the Nuckalavee is responsible for blights on crops and livestock. It is also said to have a particularly strong aversion to fresh water. According to folklore, the creature is unable to cross rivers or streams, which serves as a natural barrier against its destructive tendencies. These are some really strange words that I've never heard before, so I might mispronounce them. The Macaulay Membe, believed to inhabit the Congar River basin. This dinosaur-like creature is often described as long-necked herbivore. Locals believed it inhabits the Congar River and its tributaries, avoiding human contact and often being associated with ancient legends of giant creatures. Many expeditions have sought to find evidence of the Macaulay Membe, is how you say it, fueled by reports of sightings from local villagers, but it remains an elusive symbol of the uncharted mysteries of the Congar Basin. Huldufolk. In Icelandic folklore, the Huldufolk, or hidden people, are said to be elves or fairies that live in rock and hills. They are often believed to possess the ability to influence human affairs, especially in relation to the nature and the environment. Many Icelanders regard them as protectors of the land, and it is common for construction projects to be adjusted or even halted to avoid disturbing their homes. The churls. In South Asian folklore, the churl is a ghostly woman who lures men to their doom, often depicted as having reverse feet and haunting appearance. Their lore includes variations in appearance and behavior based on regional beliefs. In some tales, churls are only depicted as beautiful women during the day, only revealing their true ghastly form at night. Churls are believed to target men who have wronged women or are seen as immoral. Okay, as long as they only target men, that's fine. And our last fact, the Tatzel worm. This creature from Alpine folklore is described as a serpent-like being with a cat-like face and short legs. Sightings have reported for centuries, with many local legends suggest that encountering a Tatzel worm can lead to misfortune or disaster. They also suggest it has the ability to emit a terrifying scream. This scream is said to be so piercing that it can cause panic and disorientation in those who hear it. Alright, let me put my camera back in the middle. That is the end of our monsters facts. To be honest, I thought it was a lot